Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Shem El Shak, Shem Kakadash, the bonus elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Praises and salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. Just reviewing a little bit of Huey Newton's interview on guns and gun control, 1968, during the time of Malcolm X and stuff like that, and Black Panther parties and all of that. But just what sparked my mind is things that he said describing Esau's characters, which is actually in the Bible, man. But anyways, let's get into it.
In the final analysis, that we stand for total disarmament, and this is not to exclude anyone. If you're going to disarm, then disarm. The police start with the police and end up with the military. And
so he wanted, I believe he wanted like a peace treaty of disarmament, and for it to apply to everybody. That's what he wanted, Basically, he wanted no violence, and that's okay. That's good. We shouldn't really be living in a world of violence. That's why when we're ruling in the kingdom, there's gonna be no more wars, man. Which I'll get later on in Isaiah 2. But it just shows you that Jake really just want peace, man. Jake really just want peace. Jake don't want to fight all the time, especially for no damn reason. But who's keep pushing violence? It's Esau, man, especially. So he wanted a form of peace. This is Psalms 55 verse 20. He have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He have broken his covenant. Yeah. And this happened to the so-called Native Americans, our brothers and sisters, the tribe of Gad, and all the Native, the northern tribes, the Latino, Native American, Hispanic tribes. That's what happened to them as well, man. During slavery, and it happened to us too, so-called Negroes. But he broken his covenant, man. Acted peacefully, pretend that he was humble, but he backstabbed us, man. And that's the nature of the devil. He's a liar, man.
then that we would advocate that all other countries disarm itself and violence will stop. Because then the people will have more of a chance of a redress of grievance, because the racists and the imperialists will not be protected by his guns. And the only thing that protects him is guns. So the violence that America inflicts throughout the world is now coming home to roost. As
See that? He's already cursing out Americans, man. And which is it? Everybody of America, or is it the so-called white people? It's the devils, yeah. So-called white people, their true nationality, Edomites, man. They said they're basically violent, man, and they're, But let me carry on in Psalm 55. Now jump to verse 21, or the next verse. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet with their drawn swords. Yeah, man. He's all about killing, man. Even though he may advertise or market good or speak nice words of flattery, or be like these politicians, they still have intentions to destroy and kill, man. They're evil people, these Edomites. This is Genesis 27. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, my dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven above. So you need to understand, when you read the scriptures, that is prophecies, man. Prophecies concerning different people, different races of people that pertain to them, pertain to their blessing, pertain to their character, pertain to their spirit, their nature, pertaining to, prophecies that they will fulfill. Yeah, Esau it has the fatness of the earth, He has conquered. The world, man. When you go back to Alexander the Great, that's what they call him, so-called great. I believe he conquered almost the world, conquered or all the empires, and whatever they had, he conquered um, that side of the world. I believe around 10 years. He's going back to his blessing. You know, the dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40, and by thy sword shall I live. So they're going to live by the sword. What does that mean? Death, destruction, violence, any form of weaponry they will use, biological, physical, guns. They develop swords into guns, missiles. Missiles are a development of fire arrows, and catapults. So, they're the mastery of it. That's their blessing, the sword, and they live by it. So they live by death. That's how they're known as in Black Panther, the great colonizer. Yeah, he colonized by dividing and conquer with the sword. He's evil like that. And, Huey Newton just described the characters, not knowingly that it's already written in the scriptures before this even ever happened. You see? Because this is the book of Genesis. This is the book. A lot of people are sleeping on the Bible, especially the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is a very deep book, because Moses was given. How did Moses know the beginning? And how did Moses know the end? Because the Spirit of the Lord was dealing with it. In the book of Genesis, it has the beginning, the world's creation, and it also has the end of the world, man. Right? It talks about the end of the world. From Genesis to, Deuteronomy, the first 5 books. But anyways, yeah, and by thy sword, Genesis 27 verse 40, and by thy sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have a dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Yeah? So he's going to rule the world with swords, and he's going to do it on the fatness of the earth, meaning he's going to own the earth. And if you do a quick Google search, just type in European colonies around the world, and you'll see it's basically the whole world. And he said something about America destroying the earth, right?
And the only thing that protects them is guns. So the violence that America inflicts throughout the world is now coming home to roost.
The violence that America inflicts all over the world. Isaiah 14, verse 6. I go straight to the point. Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations, the world, in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. So he was violent to the whole earth. He was violent to the whole earth. Revelation 6 and 4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Who was given that great sword? Esau, the so-called white man, the devil, man. Mass murder rates have increased. When you read in the first Maccabees, first chapter, a few verses down, it says evils were multiplied, from Alexander the Great and his 4 generals. Evils were multiplied. So there was an increase of evil when Edomites started having power, because they are evil. They live by the sword. They live by violence. They take, they steal, they rob, divide and conquer, destroy people's countries, lives, culture, their beliefs, any form of weapon they will use. Biological, physical weapons, or even mental weapons, psychology, by giving you false ideas, philosophy, ideologies, and stuff like that.
Malcolm said before his death that when Kennedy's brother was killed, he made the statement that the chickens have come home to roost. And I think that this is an appropriate statement at this time, that the chickens have come home to roost.
Yeah, that's it on that, man. Anyways, with that, shalom.